Hey everyone, Mac here playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4, and in today's video I'm going to show you all of the Got There challenges. There's one for every level. Some of them are really easy, some of them are a little bit harder. We're going to start with Foundry and the Rollin Around challenge. This one asks us to get the Rollin Hop and the Round the Bend gaps in a single combo. The Rollin Hop is pretty easy. It is a transfer between two platforms or two quarter pipe grinds at the beginning, and the Round the Bend is on the rail feature at the back of the map. You have to ride most of it, like 80% of it, until the gap triggers, and you do have to successfully land these. Next, in Canada, we have to connect the manual transmission and the my head gaps. For this one, you need to manual across this entire box. Make sure you keep holding Ollie to keep your speed, and you want to grind this out on the outer edge of the map in order to get to the eagle, grinding across the wings. You can use the game mods like Perfect Rail Balance if you want, and I believe these will still unlock. Also, in many cases, having your special meter full will help you keep some speed. Talking about keeping speed, for Rio, start with this grind on the outer edge so that you can manual through for the two-wheeled Whoopty gap. You'll need a lot of speed to transfer from this outer edge to the Take It to the Bridge gap. Land the combo successfully for the challenge. For the brick by brick Got There on Suburbia, start by the on the construction gap by bonelessing off this ramp and landing into a grind or a manual. Get onto the chain link fence and then bring that through into the backyard, spine transferring out into the other backyard. The TSA Pre-Check asks us to connect the Walkway Ride 1 and the O to S gaps in a single combo, so grind the entire escalator in the middle for Walkway Ride 1. Here you'll want to keep a lot of speed through the middle, so I'd recommend a grind over a manual for that, and you'll have to make it over this little gate in order to get O to the S. Make sure you're holding your Ollie pretty much the whole time when possible. For the Smoldering challenge on Skater Island, we'll need to connect the Flame Transfer and a Burning Sensation. Start by going over to this half pipe right here, and if you're able to come out of it and kind of spine transfer into the other one, you should be able to connect that to a grind that can get you outside of the garage gate, and you'll want to work your way towards the fire pit. You'll want a decent amount of speed here and go to the fire pit in order to get the Burning Sensation gap. For Los Angeles, we'll need to connect the Wire Ride in 1, 2, 3, and Wire Drop gaps in one combo. This one's pretty easy, actually. Just start this grind right here off of this purple feature. You're going to want to hold it for quite a while. If you're struggling, the Perfect Rail Balance will help here. Wire Ride in 1, 2, and 3 just are automatic based on time, and if you land in the grind on that fountain, you'll get Wire Drop. Tokyo was pretty annoying because I was trying to do it in probably what is the wrong order, but for this one, it is to connect the Shabu Shabu and the Shanko Nabe gaps. You'll want to start in the secret area, land really short with the Shanko Nabe gap. This will allow you to carry a lot of speed into a grind that can lead you back to the exit of the secret area. Get that into a manual to hold your speed through the middle, and your goal is to get to this grind through this glass pane. And then you'll want to use this as a kicker to land on a rail and get the Shabu Shabu gap. Now the cruise ship one is very difficult. I'm going to admit to using the Perfect Manual Balance game mod, and you will have to have a drained pool. You'd have to manual down the entire slide all the way down in one combo. For the Gap Year Got There challenge on College, you're going to need to get the Clock Tower grind and the Coliseum transfer. For the Clock Tower grind, start by going to the back of the map, through the door, land short so you can grind as much of this rail as possible for the Clock Tower grind. Get that into a manual and into a spine transfer off of the left side of that bowl. This will allow you to carry a lot of speed towards this little transfer right here, known as the Coliseum transfer. Next, on San Francisco, we're asked to connect the Over the Walkway and the TC's Roof Gap 2 gap in one combo. Use the kicker and boneless over the walkway to get over the walkway, landing in either a manual or a grind. You'll want to probably do a little bit of a mix of both, but grind up the middle of the road so you can get a lot of speed. And I use this middle quarter pipe on the wharf, shooting left to get on top of the building. And then if you go from building to building, you'll get the other gap. Lights, camera, and action on Movie Studio are super easy. Use the kicker landing on the curb for lights, get to the camera for camera, and get to the action for action. Alcatraz asks us to connect the skylight to skylight and the down the hatches gap. You're going to want to use the teleports to get to the very top of the rooftop, and if you grind between these two skylights, you'll get skylight to skylight. I'm going to recommend pointing yourself in the direction of the tower and then jumping off and to the left into this spine transfer, which is very specific but is a great shortcut to get to the down the hatch spine transfer right here at the end. Next up for Waterpark, we'll grab the Where There challenge, which is for connecting the out of nowhere and actually I'm over here now gaps in a single combo. It's using these two slides directly in front of us, and in this case, having lowered speed stats may actually help you. Get to the twin slides starting on green, transferring to brown, and back to green, landing that combo for it to trigger. With full speed stats, you come around the corners a little bit quick. For Kona, it's just a super long manual. Start near the top of the map, near this triple roll-in slider thing, and you're just going to want to point yourself down the kind of huge slide, manualing all the way from the top and manualing all the way to the bottom. I'm not very good at turning and manualing at the same time, but you can use the perfect manual balance mod if you want. The infrastructure gaps on Shipyard are pretty easy, but happen really quick. I'm going to start by getting the rail to ledge, then the ledge to ledge, and then the ledge to rail. If you get all three of those, land it safely, and you're done. In London, having perfect rail balance will help certain players. You're just going to want to get up off this quarter pipe into a grind along this outer edge, and this should get you the around the bend gap. If you hold this all the way through the wires until you get to the top of the Canadian Embassy, you'll also get the Shell Mega Wire gap, and then land that out. Zoo is a little bit disappointing because it's so easy considering it's near the very end of the game. Go to the hidden monkey area, I believe this is, and there are 3 red rails around the outer edge, and you just need to gap between all 3 of them. I end up jumping 1 extra time, but it doesn't make a huge difference. See no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. Last but not least is Pinball, which is super frustrating because it feels really, really broken. We want to connect the kill the ghoul and kill the brain gaps. I'm going to start by doing the one on the side of the mausoleum, but you can really do them in any order. Getting these to trigger is purely dependent on how much of the rail you're able to grind, so you want to make sure you're grinding as much as possible and not wall riding. For Kill the Brain, you need to go all the way up the side until you get to the very end. You need to grind like 99% of that rail, and then I like to manual back into this grind right here, jumping extremely late so that I can do the entire grind for the Kill the Ghoul gap. You can also do it in the opposite order by using the Mega Ramp as a grind to link between them. Your last goal is to leave a like on this video. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show. Peace.